It's the final day of group stage action in this season's AFC Champions League Elite, and in the West, Gharafa of Qatar hosts AFC Tractor of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Welcome along to Thani bin Yassim Stadium, and these are the standings coming into tonight's game. Al Hilal have won the West Group. They're 8 matches, 22 points. And it's all about this match here between Gharafa and Tractor. Will play a part in who goes through in those top 8 positions. Lovely evening for it. And FC Tractor came into the restart of the group stage last week as one of the only 2 unbeaten sides in the competition, but facing a tricky final 2 games against the 2 Qatar teams, Al Sadd and Gharafa. They lost last week 2-0 in Doha against Al Sadd, and now face another difficult away contest against Gharafa, and the reason being not only because it's an away match, but because also Gharafa must win here tonight and hope other results go their way if they are to qualify for the top 16s. The teams around Tractor played yesterday, Al Hilal, Al Ahly and Al Wada, and the results that came out of those matches yesterday, Al Ahly beating Shabab Al Ahly 4-3 and Al Hilal beating Al Wada 2-1, means that Tractor can finish at best 3rd, but no worse than 5th. They opened up with 2 draws against Shabab Al Ahly and Al Wada, and then went on a 4-game winning run, defeating Sharjah, Al Shorta, Nasaf Kazi and Al Dehail, scoring 9 goals in those 4 games and conceding just 1. However, they lost for only the 2nd time in 27 games 10 days ago in the Persian Gulf Pro League, and that was followed by their loss at Al Sadd last Tuesday. They haven't played since, so we'll be aiming not to go on a run of 3 consecutive losses. Great aerial views of the stadium here in Qatar. Tractor are the reigning Iranian champions, and they're in a 3-way battle at the top of the table this season. Currently they sit 2nd, a point behind Kolgoha, but with a game in hand, but level with Estigal and Sepahan. They have qualified for the knockout stages. It's only the 4th time in the Asian Champions League history they've done that. On the previous 3 occasions, they've lost in the round of 16 twice, and last season they made the quarterfinals for the first time, losing to Al Tawoun of Saudi Arabia on penalties, having beaten Al Khaldir of Bahrain in the round of 16. Gharafa, as I mentioned, know what they need to do. Al Dehail's draw yesterday means that they are out of range for the Qatar side. The only way they can qualify for the knockout stage is by winning tonight and hoping Al Sadd, who happen to be their closest rivals in the Qatari Stars League, lose at home to Al Ittihad of Saudi Arabia. If Al Sadd draw and Gharafa win, Gharafa will be out on goal difference. It's been an indifferent season for the home side, certainly in this competition, with 5 losses and just 2 wins. The wins have come at home against Al Shorta, which was a 2-0 win, and Al Wada, which was a 1-0 win, while they have lost all 4 of their road games against Sharjah and Shabab Al Ahly of the United Arab Emirates and Al Ahly and Al Ittihad of Saudi Arabia. They also lost their home game against Al Hilal. Slassi has the captain's armband today. Gharafa come into this one on a run of 3 losses, and it was a big loss last week against Al Ittihad, beaten 7-0. And those goals have contributed to the poor goal difference. That means they have got to win tonight, and that the draw will not be good enough. Domestically, they are a point behind Al Sadd at the top of the table after 15 games. And their record in this competition made 11 appearances and only progressed out of the group stage twice. 2012-13 when they lost in the round of 16, and 2010 when they made the quarter-finals. Teams being held in the tunnel, but the music starts to play and the entrance will come shortly. Yosselu will be last out for Al Gharafa. Can he make an impact tonight? It's the final round of group stage action in the 2025-26 Asian Champions League Elite, and in the West Division, Al Gharafa of Qatar in the blue and yellow take on Tractor FC of the Islamic Republic of Iran in the red, knowing that they must win to have any chance of making the knockout stages. So the scene is set at the Thani bin Yassim Stadium in the Al Gharafa district of Al Rayan to the west of Doha, Qatar. As Al Gharafa and Tractor go head to head. As the teams do their obligatory handshakes or high fives. Let's bring you some team news, and we will start with the hosts. And Al Gharafa make 3 changes to the 11 that lost so heavily last week to Al Ittihad. Number 42, Seydou Sano, comes into the back line, while in midfield number 13 for Yanni Sassi makes his first appearance in the competition since he started against Al Hilal at the start of November. He skippers the side. Final change sees number 14 Alvaro Diallo, a second half substitute last week, returned to the starting lineup. Players to make way are Gunnarsson, who dropped to the bench, and Al-Oui and Brahim, who aren't in the matchday squad tonight. The officials, all from the Republic of Korea. Tractor have won the toss. They're going to stay the end they're at, and Al Gharafa will start with the ball. Let's give you the team news for FC Tractor. They have had no game since last week's loss to Al Sadd, so they only make 1 change to the starting 11. It's a 4th change, and it mirrors the substitution that was made midway through the first half last week. There's number 31, Reggie Bishkea, comes in place of Tarabi, who picked up an injury against Al Sadd. Just saw a quick glimpse of the officials. I mentioned all from the Republic of Korea, and this is their 6th Asian Champions League game this season together. They were in charge of Tractor's 5-0 win at Sharjah earlier this season. There's one other game taking place this evening. It is that Al Ittihad game against Al Sadd. The kickoff is exactly the same time as this one, happening but not too far away. Al Gharafa in the blue and yellow strip get this AFC Champions League Elite game underway. Attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. Tractor from the Islamic Republic of Iran in the all-red strip going the other way. And for Tractor FC, they know they are into the knockout stage of this season's Asian Champions League. But for Al Gharafa, they must win. Out to that right-hand side by Robikov, Uzbekistan player, and already a high press from Al Gharafa as they look to turn possession over high up the pitch. But it's a good ball out and well brought under control, and Tractor can now try and come forward. Here is Mohammed dropping it inside to Halilovic. Halilovic over the halfway line. Hasn't got too much in front of him, so we'll stroke it out to that right-hand side. It's helped on by Danny, and a first touch for Ghalifa in the Al Gharafa goal. Time for Sano to play the ball around the back as Tractor decide they're going to sit on a three-quarter pace. That's Amir Hussein who's the furthest forward. Now he starts to get interested, and now Tractor will look to press. And Khalifa sweeps it out to the Al Gharafa left-hand side. Sano. And Tractor just a little bit closer in attendance. On this occasion, Sano goes long and there's nobody there in yellow and blue, so it's a comfortable ball for Shoja, the Tractor captain, to bring under control. And here he is again. Mohammed back to his captain. Last week, Tractor had to absorb a lot of Al Sadd pressure, and they did pretty well for the first half, going in at the break at 0-0, but 2 second half goals put pay to their resistance and their unbeaten run in this season's competition. Ball just chipped forward, and here is Ushkia, and he wins the first corner of the evening. Adrian Martins, head coach of Al Gharafa, been in charge since 2022 when he moved from Olympiacos. So can they find the delivery from this early corner? Just over 3 minutes played. And Sano's down. There's a elbow to the head. There's Mohammed Rivai in charge of Tractor tonight. Ball play forward, and knowing the pace of the ball, no one tries to make some tracks down this right-hand side, but over the top, brought down by Mohammed, who is upended by Amro, and it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position. So can Halilovic find the delivery? And it comes, going to the near post, headed up and away by Yosalu to the edge, and here goes Amir Hussein. Shot comes in, and that could have gone anywhere off Sano, who tried to make the clearance.
There two! Álvaro, okay. Jose, step on the right. More. Bravo.
So good early pressure from Tractor. Halilovic again. Cleared from the near post and helped on its way by Alvaro. And here goes Alvaro trying to make a nuisance of himself. Really good defensive work from Hashem Nenjad. Halilovic can receive the ball and turn. Out to this left-hand side, Mohamed. Back to Halilovic. He'll put it back to his skipper, Shoja. Throwing on that far side, the home fans start to get involved. But for Gharafa, they have to measure this game. They don't want to commit too many forwards so they can see, because remember, they must win if they want to have any chance of progressing. Bit of space maybe for Amir Hussein, who does really well. He's a strong, powerful centre forward, and this might, well, it almost fell for Drozdek on that left-hand side, but Amir Hussein with a couple of really good runs and a little flick there, looking for Halilovic. Shoja and Sedler exchanging passes. AFC Tractor upset the establishment last year by winning the title with a game to spare. The first ever Iranian title. And here goes Amir Hussein again. Amir Hussein just gets a little bit too much on it. That's 3 attempts now that he's had. Yeah, Tractor set up, what, 55, 56 years ago. Started when the state-owned tractor company set up a team for its workers and residents of Tabriz, the biggest city in Iran's East Azerbaijan province, not far from the border with Turkey, Armenia and Azerbaijan. They've enjoyed the lion's share of possession in this opening 10 minutes as Khalifa comes out to gather the ball on the edge of his area. Here is Sassi, returning to the starting lineup for the first time since November. Taking the captain's armband from Boheme, who not included tonight for Gharafa. Let's have another look at this one, but he's the main goalkeeper for Gharafa. He started every league game this season, and 7 now of the 8 that Gharafa played. Mohamed just coming through, back of the defender. Fair to Mohamed. Amro was backing into him and then headed his shoulder. Alilovic, a little bit too straight, is that? Yeah. Here is Alvaro playing it on. First time ball across from Norman. Doesn't get past the first line of defence. Ball played in by Amro. Good use of the body from Yesalou. That was a feature of their play last week, was their calmness under pressure around the back from Tractor. Face of a full press, they were pretty comfortable playing it out from the back. And they look pretty assured to this point as well this evening. Oh, that's loose though from Mohamed, straight back to Amro. Norman on his way, over the top it goes, just skids off the turf, and Norman can't get there. Hussein's clearance is not the best, falls straight to Diaz. Diaz's ball forward, straight down the keeper now. Mohamed Ali Nabai not in charge last week. Draga Skokic was in charge last week, and they changed it, the helm for Tractor. Nothing on the news was about Skokic's exit from Tractor. We're just trying to feed the ball through Lishkia to Amir Hussein. Shoja goes back to his keeper, Beetween. Sedlar, Shoja, Mohamed, by Jang, two-time winner of this competition is Jang, with Al Hilal in 2019 and 2021. Saying, you know, a menace in the opening 15 minutes and wins possession high up the park. Poor touch from Mohamed. Sassi looking for a lovely bit of control from Alvaro, but he couldn't keep possession. Norman. Back it goes to Diaz. And here is Jack. Sana goes up and over the top, coming across instead line, should make clearance. And has a little look at his goalkeeper, under pressure from Coman. Hussein comes it on round the corner. Here is Mishkia. Mishkia picks out Hashem Najad. Oh, Amir Hussein couldn't quite bring it under control. It was a good ball from Samrobekov. Pressure from Drozdek. Amir Hussein tries to square it. Sassi picks it up. And he finds himself under a little bit of pressure from Lushkia. And the ball is hacked upfield and comfortably brought down by Sedler and Lilovic. Finds Hashem Najad. Hashem Najad has won the throw-in off the tackle of Coman. Andrew Martin's nervously pacing his technical area. You see him just there in the black tracksuit. Lilovic into Lushkia. Nicely done by Tractor down that right-hand side. There is Sano. Whipped in! What a save that is by Khalifa. It's offside anyhow, but Khalifa didn't know that. That is a superb stop by the Al Gharafa keeper with his right leg. Yeah, a good offside call as well. First chance, really, albeit offside, but Khalifa, superb save. Just out of his reach. So picked up by Mohammed. Amir Hussein drops it into Hashem Najad. Lilovic just ratcheting up the pressure here. Our Tractor. Mohammed plays it back to Lilovic. Little flick from Amir Hussein. He's got all the tricks in his box tonight. Lilovic plays it on, coming from an off-by position. Yeah. And goes up for it second time. And another good call. It's been a really decent start. By Tractor. Coming up to the midpoint of this first half. At 2/3 of possession, they've had all the shots, the corners, the opportunity from free kicks. Bundled over. Legally was Lushkia. Here's Norman with the foul. Was of interest to Yoseluf momentarily, just out of reach for the tall striker. Good coverage by Sano, coming across to cut that ball out. Oh, clear, Halilovic. Sit back under control. Shoja into Drozdek. Drozdek's pass couldn't get away. Here is Mohamed. Mohamed goes for the return pass. Drozdek's hit the deck, wanting the whistle, but getting nothing for his troubles. Amro puts it in, and Sassi able to keep going, and free kick comes the way of Tractor. Fairly straightforward for our referee, Kim Jong-hyuk. Poor pass from Danny, gives possession away, but Tractor win it back again. Onto this right-hand side by Jang. Amro. Good battling, really good battling from Alvaro. Unfortunately, his efforts are rewarded with possession. And here is Halilovic. Soja back to Berenband. Work from Yoseluf, using his strength and height against Shoja to win the throw-in on this near side. And back by Norman. Alright, Sassi. Sano. Jang. Trying to get their defensive shape right to push Gharafa all the way back into their own half. Jang, Sassi. Little ball around the corner from Norm, but never had control of that, and that was a long way away from getting it. He's saying can't bring it under control. And Gharafa just starting to have a little bit more possession in the Tractor half. Good run from Amro to buy some space for Alvaro, but he couldn't find the ball, and now here is Drozdek. Drozdek with a couple of players inside for support. One of them is Amir Hussein. Oh, Sana with a super tackle. Amir Hussein, who had support to his right if he could have found it. Just behind Norman. At pace is Hashem Najad. Halilovic gets it back. Halilovic will try a long-range shot. No venom on that. And a comfortable stop for Khalifa. That's the super tackle from Sano. I think he might have hurt himself in the process. The right hamstring. Let's have another look at this. Doesn't seem to feel it immediately, does he? But certainly feeling discomfort now. Yeah. Gharafa bench. Seems to be walking okay. So does Sano. Okay to continue. It would appear so. So coming up to 28 minutes gone, it's Gharafa 0, Tractor 0. No real scoring opportunities. Khalifa made a great save, but from an offside position. Other than that, that's about it, isn't it? Although Tractor have looked the most threatening. Oh, that's a high foot, isn't it? Absolute. Down under the challenger, Sedler. Oh yeah, it's going to hurt. That is to the bottom of the nose. Yeah, that really would hurt. Good to see Sellers going across to apologise. You can tell from how it's not intentional, is it? He's going for the ball and also they're leaning forward, but his reaction after it is one that he's contrite, isn't he? Doesn't make it any less painful though for Yosselu. Yeah, that's a nice smarter, I'm afraid. Hopefully it's nothing more than a. And Halilovic just checking he's okay too. So Gharafa with a chance from a free kick in a very central position. That's good keeping. And Van getting right behind it. Really clean pick up. Bounces just in front of him. Those can be awkward. He's kept his eye on it. He gathered it beautifully. front of himself by Shebnajad. Defense from Tractor. They play the ball forward to Shebnajad. Another corner. A second from that far side. Shoji coming forward. Can they find a delivery? Half threatened, haven't they, from these set pieces, whether it be a free kick in the corner or these corners. Alilovic to deliver towards the penalty spots. Gharafa comes to collect with a minimum of fuss. Sassi, dropping it back out for Sano. Alvaro. Coman. Onto that left-hand side with the outside of his right boot. Here is Diaz. Jang. Sano to Jang. Zamro to his left if he wants. Here is Zamro. Zamro's ball inside. It's meant for Alvaro, but wasn't close really. And there's Zayn up against Sano, and Sano gets there again first. Trozdek to Alilovic. And here Hussein. Mohamed. Alilovic hurried up by the pressure coming from Norman. And now it's Tractor's turn to go all the way back to their keeper. Alilovic. Robikov down through the middle. Amir Hussein under pressure from Jang. It's fired in at Shebnajad. I'm not sure it was meant for him. Gharafa has to hurry up on that clearance. Tractor will build from deep once again. Alilovic, who's seen a lot of the ball for Tractor so far this evening. Amro heads it back infield to Jang. Nicely weighted header. Rayan. Just a little bit too much on that. The keeper comes and collects. I'm not entirely sure that Shoja was the intended recipient of that throw out, because it was thrown at him at some pace. Again, Tractor played out the back whilst under pressure, in truth pretty comfortably as well. Mohamed into Trozdek. Trozdek looking for the continuing run of Mohamed. Mohamed tries to skip through the legs of Amro. Amro does well, he's kept that in play. Sano chips it forward. Oh, that was always a Shoja leaving his foot in on Diaz. Yeah, it was just out of his reach, wasn't it? Lucky there, but it didn't come down on the toe. It was side on side, wasn't it? So the free kick for Gharafa. Lovely weighted ball by Sano. And Alvarez definitely has the pace. And Mohamed there, but Mohamed gains his ground to possession back, and the throw out from the keeper just well, it was a difficult one to thread the eye of the needle, and Drozdak couldn't get there. Diaz drops it off to Sassi. Sassi wants a little bit of movement. I think he was pointing to Alvarez to make that move, but drops it to Amro instead, and round the back they will go. Here is Rayan. Sassi. Alvaro with time to turn. Gives it back to his captain, who will move it out that left-hand side, will he? And almost reading that header back was Coman, but there was enough on it from Danny. Brings it forward. Alilovic drops it off to Robakov. As we mentioned, this was a must-win for Gharafa, and the good news for them is that their Qatari just have a look at the back here from Chang. The closest Qatari rivals, Al Sadd, 3-0 down against Al Ittihad in the 38th minute. So they know Gharafa, if they can get the win, they score a goal, they will progress at Al Sadd's expense. Here is Sano dropping it back out, and Khalifa is there to get it out of harm's way. So just over 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Gharafa 0, Tractor 0. Just caught a glimpse of Brahimi in the stands. Offside. Let's have a look here. Yeah. Just in front of the last defender, who is Shoja. rolling, so back we come. Back down, but okay to continue. Danny. And they're saying lovely little bit of skill. And by Hashem Najad. Skier has to put up more of a fight than that, so goes to ground. A little too easily. Amir Hussain looking for the return ball, but there is Sano again. He's been excellent, hasn't he? The number 42 for Al Gharafa. Made some crucial tackles. Oh, just too much on it. He's quick, Amir Hussain, but he's not that quick. Again, that right hamstring of Sano getting a test as he reached for that ball. Goes down the line, too much on it for Norman, and it curls back into the area and he picked up and bowled out by beetween. I like Al Gharafa certainly come into it a little bit more. I remember it was 66% in favour of Tractor earlier on in this first half, so there's Al Gharafa have seen a little bit more. Haven't really caused too many issues. Just that one shot from the Coman free kick. Milovic gets the ball, but it is a Al Gharafa throw in. Oh, well, actually, maybe it does come off Diaz. Flick on from Yosselu. Beetween now to this left-hand side, Shoja. Nice ball from Shoja, just breaking that first line of defence. Back they come again. Off back to Beetween, who in turn plays it out to Sedler. Picked up a yellow card in the first half. Amir Hussain lays it off. And again from Halilovic, an opportunity onto the right foot. Just wouldn't drop, and from distance the shot comes in from Lushkia. His Tractor turned the screw in the final minute of regulation time at the end of the first half. Hashem Najad losing out, and then loose ball from Norman. Halilovic. To Mohamed. Back to Halilovic. 2 minutes of added time to be played at the end of the first half. Charge of that time coming. The treatment to Sano, who Called on the physio, and also to Joselu, who got a boot to the face by Sedler. Joselu chests the ball round the corner. Here is Norman. Sassy. Again, you see very calm under pressure, aren't they, Tractor, around the back. Aaron Van making it look desperately easy. And Zamir Hussain tries to muscle his way past Rayan, but Rayan was having none of it. Zamir Hussain just having a word with the assistant referee, asking if he saw the tug back. Here is Rayan. Nice little exchange of passes. That's a really good bit of defending from Shoja. And there's Zayn. And it goes to Lushkia. Lushkia still going to Amir Hussain. Lushkia's down that right-hand channel, wants to be played in. Here he is now, Lushkia. And the shot ricochets up off Norman into the hands of Khalifa, who will bowl it out. And that was the best chance for Tractor in this first half, coming in the final moments. Alvaro. And still we play on. And there is the half-time whistle, and the teams head to the locker room all square. In truth, lots of endeavour, but no real final outcome. No shots on target yet for either side. Khalifa potentially the busier of the two goalkeepers, but in a game Al Gharafa have got to win. Well, things are going their way in the other match in the group, because Al Sadd, the team above them, are losing at home 3-1 to Al Ittihad as they approach half-time. So if Al Gharafa can win this game and Al Sadd lose that, Al Gharafa will go through at Al Sadd's expense. So it's all teed up nicely, and while we might not have had any action in this first half, the second half could prove very interesting indeed. Half-time here at the Thani bin Yassim Stadium in Qatar. Al Gharafa 0, Tractor 0.
Koliko je dobra mreža,
Bouge, 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 bouge.
Welcome back to the Tani bin Yassim Stadium. We're about to get the second half of this match between Gharafa and Tractor underway. A substitution taking place, and coming on is Aaron Gunnarsson for number 12, Matthias Norman. So straight swap in the back line. There is our referee, making sure we're all good to go. Little nod. Well, full start to the second half. Tractor get the second half of this AFC Champions League Elite game underway. Gharafa in the yellow attacking the goal away to our right-hand side, and here is Gunnarsson, the second half substitute, who picks up the ball almost immediately. A reminder of the importance of this game. Tractor, well, they have already qualified for the knockout stages. If they lose here, then they will qualify in fifth. If they win, they'll qualify in third, as a little run for Danny comes to nothing. But for Gharafa, they must win. And if they win, and Al Sadd, who are playing Al Ittihad at the same time, lose, then Gharafa will go through. And a card for Shoja, barely 60 seconds in to the second half. That's a horrible looking tackle from the Tractor captain. Yeah, Gharafa must win and hope that Al Sadd lose their game to Al Ittihad, and at the moment they are doing that. It's Al Sadd 1, Al Ittihad 3. So set up nicely for the hosts, who get the feeling of just being a little cagey to start with because they don't want to concede. What they want to do is score here. Got a high foot from Sassi on Shoja. Yeah, from this angle you could actually, it's his teammate Sedler. Well, he's already had one yellow card, Sedler, for a high foot, and now he's booted his captain in the head. Joselu will know exactly how he feels, because Sedler kicked Joselu in the nose in the first half. Shows you good to go. Rayan with the throw in. Oh, lovely bit of skill from Alvaro. Wins the corner. Three of the four teams in the West games today will go through. Tractor and Al Ittihad, yes, but which one of Gharafa and Al Sadd? One of the two Qatari teams will go through. Corner for Gharafa. It's a good-looking corner as well, but I tell you what, it's been well dealt with by Benenvand. Here is Gunnarsson, lovely bit of skill, plays it on to Alvaro. Alvaro showing his spaces. Oh, it just shows a little bit too much of the ball. And arms outstretched by Coman, who was unmarked in that left-hand channel. But already a little bit more intent from Gharafa at the start of this second half. Whistle will eventually go in favour of Tractor. Good looking ball, but he's offside, coming from an offside position. Hashem Najad. Sano, who's been superb so far this evening. Picked on by Yosalu, looking for Alvaro. Hook clear. Sano, interception. Sliding in. There's Samlobikov. Sassi. That's not the ball. Behind Alvaro. And Mohammed can bring this away pretty comfortably, not under any real pressure. Again, happy to pay it out under all sorts of pressure. Doesn't seem to be fazed by it at all, does he? The Tractor goalkeeper. Shkia with the foul. There. Omen back to Rayan. Gunnarsson. Looking for Yosalu, doesn't get there. Clicked on by Drozdek. Levnikov. Amir Hussein. Mohammed. Left-footed. Yang. And spooned over the bar by Lishkia. Chang made a right mess of that cross. Let's have a look here. Lishkia on the first control, it sort of came down, and then he slices under it and up and over the bar. Fair play to those in the yellow on that far side. They've been pretty constant all evening in their support. Gharafa moments haven't been able to reward that support. Little ball around Shoja, and it's still there for Alvaro. And Alvaro wins the corner. Shows how he touched it. And Alvaro being a real nuisance. Definitely last came off Shoja. So yes, Alvaro may well have touched it, but he wasn't the last one to touch it. Cleared by Milovic, but only as far as Diaz, who plays it back out, and they will try and reset. Sassi. Van plucks it out of the air from underneath his bar. Comfortable save in the end for the Tractor goalkeeper. Tracksuit top off for Pedro Martins now. Shoja out to the Tractor left-hand side. Mohammed will just roll it back to his... Halilovic, I thought he was rolling it back to his captain. There is Halilovic once again. Nicely brought down by Mohammed. Goes to Shoja. Slice clearance by Rayan. Tractor back up to that high percentage of possession. Gharafa were bringing it down towards the end of the first half. And actually they started the second half pretty brightly, Gharafa, but Tractor sort of found their rhythm again. Still Al Sadd 1, Elite had 3 in the other game going on tonight in the West. It means that at the moment Al Sadd are going through in 8th place. That might all change it. Oh, that's just... That would have been a moment for beetween. It didn't seem to be the most vicious of shots from Koeman, but he's almost made a complete mess of this, the Tractor goalkeeper, who's looked pretty assured up until this point, but that could have been a really embarrassing moment for him. There's enough on it to put it past that post. The apology comes from him, but hearing me, you can see immediately whipping his head back, hoping that that is going to go past the post, and his hopes are realised. Ball is swung in, it's gone over everybody. It's come to the back post where Koeman will drive and stand it up to the back post again, and beetween with a big call, but Halilovic almost put him off. And so as things stand, Elite will go through in 3rd place on goal difference from Tractor. Al Sadd will go through in 8th, and Gharafa will finish 10th. And of course, Quinn will change. Cutting a frustrated figure as Alvaro loses possession. There is Shoja, and this is a good press here from Gharafa. Shoja complaining he's got nowhere to go. Well, he didn't, because the Gharafa press was spot on. Samo's ball into space. Nobody there in yellow. Collected by Sedler. He'll roll it back to his keeper. Jostek, Halilovic. Little layoff from Lushkia. Danny to the top of the area, cleared, headed out to that left-hand side. Mohammed look for the support of Samarabakov. Oh, Lilovic has lost it, and Alvaro with a little bit of space now. Alvaro trying to pick out the pass to Joselu. On the line looking for Amir Hussein. There's going to be a card here for Sanu. Just gets his timing wrong for the first time this evening. I saw the referee go for his pocket. Did he produce the card? Yeah, it's not a great tackle, is it? Yeah, confirmation Sanu has picked up the yellow card. To the back post. Crossed. Oh, and Drozdek still there. Will it fall for them? Tractor. Oh, what a save. Follow-up is in, though. And it is Hashem Najad who has got the goal, and Tractor have broken the deadlock. Al Gharafa have conceded a goal. It's a really sloppy goal to concede, despite the best efforts of Sano and the superb save from Khalifa. That onside, a back across. I mean, Joselu is the defender back there, and he's their main striker. Danny took his time. That's a super save from the initial shot from Lushkia. But there's nothing that Khalifa can do about the rebound. As Hashem Najad puts Tractor in front. That is a super save. But it falls kindly to the Tractor number 20, who makes no mistake from very close range. Hashem Najad makes it Al Gharafa 0, Tractor 1. And now Al Gharafa need 2 unanswered goals. Good pressure coming from Lushkia. So, is there a change of foot? Musafi is going to be coming on. And surely I have to take a defensive-minded player off. I can ill afford to concede another, but the tactic of trying to stay in this game till late on and then nicking the goal to qualify, well, that's come and gone. Sassi trying to get away from Samarabakov. There is Rayan. Return from Diaz to Sassi. I have to say, on the balance of play, Tractor deserved the lead. Gharafa bright at these opening 5 minutes of the second half. They've sort of gone back to type as it stood up looking for Sassi. It's over Sassi. And then the bicycle clearance from Sedla. Scissor clearance, I should say. Sano, lovely bit of skill. And he then pulls the trigger with the right foot, and you can see Joselu on this near side looking very dejected. Double substitution. Yamal and Musafi coming on. Poor clearance from the keeper. And Alvaro's got the free kick. I thought he'd thrown that too far in front of him. Let's have another look at this. Oh, yeah, it does get pulled back, and Rebekov would have probably made the tackle. So can they find an almost instant response here? Anderson, Sassy, Yang, all there. So it's a poor delivery though, in truth. A flick from Navarro. Here is Yosselu. Yosselu trying to get that left-footed cross in. Good defence in the end. Here's Yosselu once again. Danny gets the touch. Here is Sano. Sano with the shot, and plunging down to his left-hand side is beetween. Good stop from Sano. Did really well with the Tractor goalkeeper. It took a deflection as well, didn't it? Was that creeping inside the post? Would have it hit the post? Well, he wasn't going to take any chances. And that's a strong left hand from beetween to get it round the post. Delivery is deep, very deep to the back post and beyond. Diaz puts it back into the danger zone. Diving headed clearance from Sedler. Amir Hussain showing his strength to retain possession. Drozdek swinging it over to this right-hand side where Danny will collect. He's got the goal scorer to his right-hand side. Oh, that was just almost an overreach from Halilovic. Sassy. And the game's just opening up a little bit, as it really has to from an Al Gharafa perspective, because they need goals. Gunnarsson looking for Yosselu. Yosselu is getting really frustrated here. He's got to be careful. He's going to pick up a yellow card. If he keeps going, it's only going to get worse. I kind of have a little bit of sympathy for Yosselu. Danny did some, I mean, he was looking at the ball, backtracking. I mean, you can understand if it hadn't been given, you can understand if it was given. But Yosselu with a yellow card, but I think the reaction was more on the frustration. So the substitutions have been made, and Alvaro is one of the players that has been taken off. He seems to be one of the more dangerous players. So what can the substitutes do here? Can they turn around the game? Well, Basafi's had, what, 18 minutes across 2 substitute appearances this season. And Jamal, he's had, what, 4 appearances this season, 3 starts, and he was an unused sub last week, but no goals in the locker of either of those two. Good work from Sedler. Now some changes coming here. Off comes Lushkia. And also making way is Halilovic. Coming on is Mehdi and Masood. Mehdi wears 6, Masood 88. Masood had a goal against Sharjah. His 5th appearance from the bench. Ball comes into the circle again. They've got to be careful of those high feet as it's clear forward. Sano, and they might be on here, onside. Khalifa, that's a very calm looking ball from him. And the ball slid through in the sliding tackle made by Jang, up back off the corner post, and then Masood right in front of the assistant referee. Pretty comfortable decision for him. That right hamstring is definitely getting working over. More substitutes coming, but number 6, Mehdi, it's only his 4th appearance of the season. He's had 19 minutes since 27th of January, all of them as substitutes. And his 4th appearance in the last 12 months for the Tractor number 6 as the shot comes in. Picked off by Amro. Amro onto the edge of the area. Sassi onto Yosalu, nicely brought down. Jang. 20 minutes remaining for Al Gharafa to find 2 unanswered goals. Etihad gone 4-1 up now over in Doha. So the opportunity is there for Al Gharafa, but they haven't been able to take it. They needed results to go their way. The result they needed to go their way is going their way in terms of Al Sadd losing, but the part that they can control, their performance, their result, I'm afraid is not going their way. There's a chance now. Sent up to the far post. It's a disappointment as Rayan can't find a target. Rayan now coming off. That's his last contribution. Coming on in his place is safe. Rayan looking pretty disappointed as he makes his way off. Save number 23, 8th appearance in the AFC Champions League, 6 starts. That's the 2nd of his appearances from the bench. A little neon from Amir Hussain. Here is Drozdek. Amir Hussain. There's it back to Drozdek. Nice 1-2 between them again. Possession play here from Tractor. You can see Shoja just asking the wing back to make himself available on that left-hand side, which they do, but a little bit too late, so they have to go long. Sassi beats Mehdi to it. That's really good work by Amro. Samuelevikov picks up the yellow card for the tackle. That's nowhere near the ball. That's a poor tackle. So yellow card for Samuelevikov. Al Gharafa have got 16 minutes to try and pull this one around. Listen to Yosalu on the edge of the area. He's closed down. And the race is on. And I tell you what, he's got some pace as Masood. Masood squares it back in. Oh, the back heels just past the post. What a bit of improvisation by Amir Hussain. Masood showing a really clean pair of heels to get onto the end of that. And then Amir Hussain with a bit of trickery that doesn't quite come off. Have a look at this. Through the legs of the keeper. And that is not far past the post. What a goal that would have been. He's just got too much on it. Actually, from that angle, it's quite a long way wide, but from this #1 camera position, it looked pretty close to the post. But you can see both Jang and Khalifa watching that ball. So some change of tactics, perhaps for Tractor, as they look to shut up shop. Last 15 minutes. Free kick comes in. And it's fallen. Oh, just the last minute. Here's Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson left-footed. That's penalty, must be. Bayram Van sliding in. It's not. Gunnarsson's been shown the yellow card. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Bayram Van slides in. Oh, maybe he's got it right there, the referee. Bayram Van sliding in, he takes the space where Gunnarsson wants to put his foot. And Gunnarsson booked for simulation. And we are good to continue. Well, that was a chance for Al Gharafa. Closest they've come. It's kind of Amro. Just got a little high on Zamrobikov. Actually came through on Hashem Najad. That was in with his upper arm. Well, the goal scorer will be okay to continue. Here is the goal. Oh no, this is the little bit of skill. Yeah, from that angle, it still looks quite close, doesn't it? I mean, those bottles aren't a million miles away from the post. He was lively last week against Al Sadd, was Amir Hussain. He's been lively again tonight. Disappointment on the sideline. Nothing more they can do. They've had their chance. And coach felt that he had more opportunity to turn this one around by booking them from the game. Masood had a cut out by Sano. Sassi carrying the ball forward, asking for it, and now getting it is Safi. Forward it goes from Sano, little flick on from Yosalu. Back into the mix, over everybody, falls to Sassi. Sassi, and cleared by Sedla. And a little layoff from Drozdek, and here comes the counter-attack. Hashem Najad over to this right-hand side, picked up by Danny. He takes the shot, and there is Sano to deflect it up and over the bar for another corner. Some excellent game has Sano. Close to it. Another win on the road for Tractor. 10 minutes of regulation time plus any added on time as Danny prepares to swing this corner in. Short. Oh, it's been pulling. Oh, Gharafa and his defenders having a chat amongst themselves. He's palmed it into the path of Drozdek, who's headed over the bar. Amro, yeah, loses out. Mehdi, lovely little ball. Amir Hussein through to Masood. Masood through on goal, squares it back. Amir Hussein, in it goes. There is the second goal. And that surely is that. And Amir Hussein, who's proved a thorn in Al Gharafa's side all evening, gets himself on the scoreboard. Lovely unselfish work by Masood as he looked to square it. And Al Gharafa, well, they lose it in the midfield as Amro is dispossessed. Lovely little layoff from Amir Hussein, and rather unselfishly pulled back. But they're all lining up, but it is the left-footed finish from Amir Hussein that surely makes the point safe. It deflects up and off the attempted defence of Safe, which tries to get in the way, but he deflects it into the net past Yang. And it is Al Gharafa 0, Tractor 2. Well, Amir Hussein, really calm finish. He's been superb tonight. And he adds another goal to his name, his second in the Champions League, and they're in again here for past the far post by Mohammed. Great pace, and he hits it on the run. Just past that far post. He's got what, 11 and 21 in the league. As Amir Hussein, they could be in again. Here is Masood. No, he's put it past the post. Well, Amir Hussein tried to help his teammate. Masood assisted Amir Hussein's goal. Drozdek furious that the ball wasn't square, but in truth, Masood had every right to go for that shot. Koeman is off, and Yusuf is on. Yusuf had 19 minutes last week, which was his first inclusion in a Champions League Day squad. And he's going to get another, what, 7 minutes or so here. Mehdi onto Masood. Oh, got to be careful there. That's a horrible sliding challenge from Safe. So Amir Hussein, Sano's after this one, and he gets there again. He's had a really, I know I keep saying it, but he really has had a great game in defence. Well, the timing of that's got to be spot on, otherwise that is going to be dangerous. Surely that's the hamstring finally given up. Well, he had it looked at earlier on in the game. He's picked himself up to continue. Rahimi looks on and looks pretty disappointed with the way things have gone for his team. Masood, there's Sano again. And off comes Sedlar. And taking his place is Farsad, who was signed in the summer. It comes on for just his second Champions League appearance. Here comes that corner now. And there is Sano again. Who else to get it clear for Al Gharafa? Helped on its way. And flag stays down as Yosselu approaches the area. Yosselu into the area. Tries to get the left foot across, and it's good block from Mehdi. Yosselu past Mehdi, pulls it back, and arriving is Sassi, and he can't test the goalkeeper. Well, that's a long way wide, isn't it? As we see the second goal, calmly done by Amir Hussain, letting the ball come across his body and take Gunnarsson out of the equation. Oh, it's been missed. Mohammed, well, he's won it back again. Masood, nope, can't bring it under control. Ball chip forward into space for Safe to run onto. Safe with time to pick his cross. He's gone all the way through to Hammer on that far side. That's a better looking cross. Really good defensive work by Farsad. Flick in field. There's Mehdi. Masood wants to put the afterburners on down that left-hand side. And Hussain, is he going to threaten down that right channel? Masood tries to get the ball across, but there is Sano once again. Stukeli. He's about to come on for the final couple of minutes. Kedi and Mohammadi. Jamal. Quite enough on it for Yosselu. Grabbed by Bayern Band. Leverkoff, and then a neat bit of skill from Danny. Shoja. There is Amir Hussain. Nicely done from him. Good tackle from Amro. Amro being tracked by Hashem Najad. Gives away the free kick, and his game is done. He will come off, and Stukeli will come on, the scorer of the first goal, and also coming on. Number 77, Mohammadi. Stukeli on, and Mohammadi coming on for Trozdek. Mohammadi just 7 minutes all season in 2 appearances. He's going to get a few more minutes here. Stukeli, the Croatian, scored in the 1-1 draw with Shabab Al-Ali at the start of the campaign. And how many extra minutes do we have? Was that a 4? It is a minimum of 4 additional minutes to be played. And over in Doha, it is still Al Sadd 1, Al Ittihad 4. I'm afraid for Pedro Martins and Al Gharafa, Asian Champions League season is done. Good call from Berenvand. Clears right-footed up towards Masood. Safe. Drops it inside. The keeper wanted it, but Farsad opted to play it instead. Here is Mohammadi. Mohammadi trying to show his pace. Still going, Mohammadi cuts back inside. Lays it back to Mehdi. All ball down. Here is Zamir Hussain. Tries to lift it into the area, but it's comfortably cleared by Jang, but only as far as Zamrovikov. Plays it across the field, and then it's played all the way back to the keeper, Berenvand. Great key ball here from Tractor. Zamir Hussain. Lovely little ball, just a little bit too much on it. Oh, could be catastrophe. Oh, but there is Danny, and he can't steer it into an empty net. A wry smile. There's a mix-up between Jang and Khalifa. And Khalifa does well to get her foot to it. And Danny lacked the composure to make the most of that situation. Saying he's out, and here is Jamal. Jamal, 90 seconds left to play. Jamal fires it over the bar. Looks to go around the outside of Zamrovikov. Well, he's cutting a dejected figure on the bench. A little shake of the head from Pedro Martins. And in truth, his team haven't really threatened, have they? I think they can have little to grumble about. There's been 4 shots on target for Al Gharafa. I have to say, I can't remember. There was one, a couple maybe, but none of any real danger. Trying to expected goals ratio of, well, just under 2, so that's worked for them. Al Gharafa 0.5. Final seconds then of this one. Back it goes to Khalifa, and that is the final whistle, and it's all over here at the Thani bin Yassim Stadium. And for Al Gharafa, it is not the result they wanted. They needed Al Sadd to lose and for them to win. Well, Al Sadd are going to lose, but Al Gharafa are not going to win because Tractor have come here and notched up another road win for them. The first goal came on the 61st minute, a really good finish from Hashem Nazad. And then 20 minutes later, Amir Hussain put through by Masood. Cool, calm and collected finish into the net. They had opportunities to make it 3, but couldn't take either of them. But in the end are worthy winners, and it is a result that means that Tractor will finish 3rd in the Group B standings behind Al Hilal and Al Ali, and just in front of Al Ittihad. Great performance by Shoja and his team, but disappointment for Pedro Martins and Al Gharafa. They go out of the Asian Champions League this season with a whimper. Final score here in Al Rayyan reads Al Gharafa 0, Tractor 2.
Yes, please.
اول از همه خسته نباشید میگم به تمام بازیکنامون، همشون زحمت کشیدن تا تونستیم برد کسب کنیم. خب ما سودمون عقب مشخص شده بود، ولی خب دوست داشتیم که با بهترین نتیجه کلا این مراحل گروهی رو عبور کنیم ازش و خدا رو شکر به هدفمون رسیدیم و خب پر از انگیزه ایم که بازی بعدمون رو انجام بدیم تو مراحل حذفی و امیدوارم که میزبانی به کشورمون برگرده و بتونیم تو کشور خودمون بازی کنیم، چون خب هواداره ما خیلی مهمه واسمون. هواداره ما واسه ما تقریبا یه جور قدرت تیم ما هن و امیدوارم که اتفاق